Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for July of 2020. We got your Venus, we got your Mars, we got an eclipse and also a new moon. And hey, Julia, what do you think is up for Sagittarius with that Mercury retrograde in Cancer?
Oh, good question, Jamie. Well, hey, Sagittarius. Now, Mercury begins this month retrograde because it turned retrograde last month. And this is all correlating with your eighth house. Now, the eighth house is a house of investigation, a house of research. And Mercury is where we put our mind. So your mind could be really, really extra probing, during this time. And you might be having to sort of rethink or review some investigation or research you've done, whether that's in school, whether that's professionally, whether that's in your personal life. You may have thought you've gotten to the bottom of something, and then you're like, oops, maybe I've drawn all the wrong conclusions. On July 12th, Mercury's going to go direct, and that's going to help out quite a bit for everyone. Venus is also now starting this month direct. She was retrograde last month, so we're just happy that she's going to stay direct for a while. And this all correlates with your seventh house of partnership. So this is a great transit for partnership. Whether you are already in a relationship, you guys will be extra harmonious together, less arguing, more getting along. And if you're looking for a relationship, this is a great time to go online and try to meet somebody through an app or maybe through social media. Then Mars, the planet of activity, is in your fifth house of children as well as games and activities. So you could be putting a lot of energy into wanting to have fun, whether you play games online, whether there's any other type of amusing activity you're a part of. And sometimes this transit makes it a little hard to work because you want to put more energy into sort of amusing yourself and getting stuff done. And if you do have any children, then you might run into a few arguments with them during this time.
Yep. So there are two moons going on this month. There is a full moon and a new moon, and the full moon is also a lunar eclipse. Now you might know that we've already had a couple of eclipses during June, and that's true this time, and they do come usually in pairs every 6 months, and where the pair is spaced 2 weeks apart from each other. But on this occasion, we're having three spaced at 2 week intervals, and yeah, so that means that we're having another lunar eclipse, and boy, do they stir the pot. They tend to bring up a lot of emotions, and this one is happening in your second house. Right here we see the moon in Capricorn opposite to the sun in Cancer. And so a lot of these themes are going to be around the themes of money. What's mine? What belongs to somebody else? What happens when we pool our money together? So some stuff may come up for you around taxes or around marital finances, or, if you're separating, divorce finances, that can get dodgy certainly. But it's also very much about the emotionality in the situation and the way that an eclipse forces us to look at our shadow, forces us to look at something that we've kind of been trying to avoid looking at. So that's definitely a caution. And then on July 20th, we have the new moon. And this is a new moon that I think is going to feel really refreshing and nice because finally the eclipse season is over, so it's not going to be as intense. It's a new moon in the sign of Cancer, and it's falling in your eighth house, which Julia was describing before is it's a house of shared finances, it's a house of intimacy, connecting with others. A lot of relationship themes in this horoscope for you, Sagittarius, which would suggest that if you wanted a reading right now, you might prefer to get a lifelong love reading where you can really probe deep, right, into all of these relationship themes going on. And either Julia or I could see you for that. Now, this new moon, I've probably said before, it is usually about planting seeds. There is a sense of rebirth. And because it's in Cancer, which is cardinal water, I would think a sense of refreshing, of like, a spring bubbling forth clean new waters. And that's happening in your eighth house of intimacy. So it's a time to rebirth the intimacy in your relationships, and hopefully find some trust and some trustworthy behavior too. Well, that's what we have for you today, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find these horoscope videos on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, always organized by month into playlists, and you can find out this stuff and a lot more on our website, pandoraastrology.com. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.